What is up, you beautiful happy hustlers out there? Cary Jack here, coming to you with another message of personal development and happy hustling, your dream reality. And I want to talk about committing to growth in the gaps. Because let's face it, if you're not growing and evolving, you are shrinking and dissolving. And I know it sounds a little bit harsh, but that's the truth. You're either growing or you're not. And I want you to learn something new every day. Specifically, I want you to start to fill in those gaps, start growing in those gaps. When you're on your commute, when you're in the gym, when you are, you know, potentially going for a run or, even sitting down and eating outside, there's ways to grow in the gaps. And I want to talk about those because I think having a system for personal growth is essential in order to really become a happy hustler, in order to really be learning and acquiring new skills every day. You have to have a system. You can't just rely on luck, right? You have to be able to grow in those gaps because life happens. You got your family, your friends, your work, your playtime, your fun. We're trying to live a balanced life here as happy hustlers. We're avoiding burnout. That is the goal. But in order to really hit your goals and, happy hustle in the process, you got to have that growth mindset. And, even if it's just like, a little bit every day, it goes a long way. So I really want to talk about how you can fill in those gaps in this episode in particular, how you can commit to growth in the gaps. And I fully realize that you do have a ton of stuff on your plate. I get that, as do I. But I make it a point to really focus on my happy hustle system of growth every single day. And I want to get into that because that is something that I think can transform your life. If you implement these at least into your Monday through Friday routine, 5 days a week, you are focusing on your happy hustle system of growth. Because as you know, one of the 10 alignments is personal development. So I really want you to make sure that you are implementing this system for personal growth. And it goes like this, okay? 30 minutes of reading in the morning, okay? 30 minutes of listening to something educational or inspirational in the afternoon. And then 30 minutes of watching something visually stimulating, an educational show or a documentary or movie in the evening time. So I'll break that down again. In your morning routine, and this is something I do every day, Monday through Fridays. Saturdays, Sundays, I usually give myself off. But personal development is something that even I like to do on Sundays and really focus on. But for this context, I really want you guys to just think about how you can implement this Monday through Friday for you. Now, mornings, find 30 minutes minimum, at least 30 minutes to read something that is going to get you closer to your goal. Maybe your goal is to write your own book. Okay, well, get a book on writing. Maybe your goal is to launch your first, online business. Well, get a book on how to create and grow an online business. These self-improvement books, these business, these spiritual, these nonfiction books are what allow us to grow every day. No romantic, novels do not count in this personal development system of growth. Okay. You have to feed the mind with positive knowledge. And I forget who said this quote, and I'm going to butcher it, but it was, I'd rather go a day without food than a day without reading. And it's pretty intense if you think about it, but that's where your mindset needs to be at. If you want to excel to the next level, if you want a happy hustle, your dream reality. So that's the first step. Morning reading 30 minutes, uninterrupted every single morning. Now, afternoon, this is where you listen to something educational or inspirational or something that entertains you that is related to your goal, i.e., like the Happy Hustle podcast right now, right? that is a great thing to listen to. Podcasts in general or an audiobook. Why it's important to break it up into reading visually, listening auditorially, visually being stimulated, through movies or videos. Everyone learns in a different way, and you can draw inspiration from these different creative platforms. That's why I think it's important to have a little bit of each every day. So in your afternoon session, you just put on a podcast. You're listening to it while maybe you're grocery shopping, or maybe while you're, driving or working out, whatever. That's really what's really nice about the podcast platforms, and just listening to audio in general, is you can do it while multitasking. Now, I do always like to recommend, if something hits you, don't wait till later. If someone says a link or an action item or something that really resonates, take action right away. Stop what you're doing, go to the link, buy the book, or, buy the online course, or write down at least a note, or put in a calendar invite, because there's been plenty of times when something really hit me personally when I was listening to another podcast, or, listening to an audiobook. And then I said, oh, I'll do it later. And I never did it. And that idea, was gone. It was gone forever. So I want you to think about how you can take action and implement, both when you're reading and when you're listening, because same thing. When I am reading a book and I see a link, I'll go and buy that book right away. It just happened to me, actually. I was reading the Uncommon Path to or The Common Path to Uncommon Success, JLD's new book. He was on the podcast promoting it recently. You should check out that episode if you haven't heard it. But he was talking about Jeff Walker being the GOAT of launches. Like, if you have a digital course or a product or something that you're launching, you should, get Jeff Walker's book, Launch. Well, what I do, I, earmarked the page, I shut the book, and I went and bought that book by Jeff Walker, Launch, right away, because I said, hey, I know I have a launch coming up. I want, my book launch is coming up soon. I want to take action on that particular, item, because I know it's relevant to my goals right now. So when you are implementing this personal growth system for yourself, you really want to make sure you're taking action along the way. Then I picked up the book and I kept reading. So that's just an important caveat there. Now, you got your 30 minutes of reading in the morning. You got your 30 minutes of listening in the afternoon. Now you get to watch something visually stimulating in the evening. For me, I like to put on YouTube. I'll put on like Evan Carmichael's videos, or Whiteboard Finance if I want to go a little deeper, or like a crypto guru's videos, or I like to just pull like Tom Bilyeu's or Lewis Howes stuff. Really Marie Forleo too. She's good. There's a lot of great people out there putting out good visual content, and I just think it's a great way to learn. And I get a lot of great ideas from these pieces of content, and you will too. When you commit to growth in the gaps, you will recognize how these ideas from others spur ideas in yourself. Now, never copy other people's ideas, but do recognize what other successful people are doing, and then reverse engineer that process for yourself, making it unapologetically you. Okay. Now, change your habits from getting sucked into meaningless series or feeding your mind with something not of value. Cut out the horror movies crap and all that shit. It doesn't add value to your life. It really doesn't. I personally get nightmares when I have, watching a scary movie. So I don't watch scary movies. I put good stuff in my brain. I focus on, what I put into my brain, because I know it has a direct result with, you know, my mood, my overall success. So just, and I'm not saying you can't enjoy a good Netflix series. Heck, I'll just tell you, Steph and I have been watching Billions. We treat ourselves with an episode of Billions every now and then. And lately we've been getting really into it. That's nice to do and let yourself unwind. But be selective with what you put in your brain, because these small changes over time will make a massive difference in your life. Start now being extremely diligent as to what you input in your brain, because it all matters. I'm telling you, This 90-minute happy hustle personal growth system for success will revolutionize your your overall just in general success, both personally and professionally. Because when you are committing to growth in the gaps instead of watching a cat video on YouTube, or Barstool Sports latest whatever, throwing a football from the top stairs, no offense to them, but when they throw like stadium shots into basketball hoops, like that stuff doesn't add value to you. I mean, sure, it's entertaining, but at the end of the day, you could be doing something a little bit different, a little bit better, that will add value to you and your goals. Okay. Now, another point I just want to mention in regards to personal development and committing to growth in those gaps is investing in mentors, coaches, courses, seminars, conferences, yourself. The real catalyst to expediting your life and your success is hiring experts. I just signed on with a new business coach personally. Very excited about it. I have another, two new partnerships in my business, one for systems and one for, paid traffic, that I'm very excited about, right? This is something that these are experts in these fields. I'm not a systems guru. Why the heck would I waste my time trying to learn something that I could hire someone to do better than I can, right? Learn something in a fraction of the time. Hire a professional in that field. Have a budget set aside each year to invest in your personal growth, because that money can be used for attending conferences, hiring mentors, coaches, buying courses, and just make that money specifically for those things and nothing else. That way, hey, I allocate, 5K a year to my business personal development, and you can just ask yourself these questions. Okay. One, what conference have you told yourself, man, I should really attend that next year? Right. I mean, we've all had those moments where you're like, "Ooh, I wish I was there. I wish I was learning from that group or that individual." Okay. Then, two, what professional in your industry do you respect that is where you want to be? Okay. What professional in your industry do you respect that is where you want to be? I mean, do they offer a coaching program or a one-on-one, consult option? Like, then if they do, buy their program and then commit to get growth in the gaps. Commit to growth while you're going on a little road trip. Put on that video series and you know, just listen to the audio and take notes as every time you pull over. You can commit to growth in the gaps, but figure out who you respect in your industry and then learn from them. If you wouldn't trade places with them, don't take advice from them. Okay. Now, number three, what course could shortcut your learning curve in your business and help spread your message with the world? Buy it. That's it. Just invest in yourself. Okay. You are the best investment you will ever make. All right. Start taking it serious, guys. Start taking this growth in the gap seriously. Happy hustle, your personal growth every single day. It may seem like, that time, that money, and that resources could be better served elsewhere, but I promise you they are not. Investing in people really is the name of the game, and investing in yourself is how you will succeed. Delayed gratification is truly what it's all about. Okay. Realize that you investing in yourself will ensure that in the future you are ready and able to seize opportunities and create magic otherwise not possible without tools that you've spent years sharpening prior. Sorry about that. Had a message. Now, get on with it, y'all. All right. All right. All right. Enough. I get this little beeping coming through. My apologies. So get on with it, guys. Throughout the journey, you have to just really focus on your personal growth. Commit to that growth in the gaps. Use that 90-minute system of personal growth, right? 30 minutes of reading in the morning, 30 minutes of listening in the afternoon, 30 minutes of watching in the evening, and then hire mentors, coaches, pay for digital courses, go to conferences. That's how you can just excel beyond your current rate and you can expedite your success so that you can happy hustle your dream reality. You can achieve blissful balance and avoid burnout, baby. I'm telling you, I've been on the brink of burnout and I never want to go back. So I really want to focus my whole entire being on being balanced in the process of growth. But without growth, I would be out of balance, right? So focus on these little things, focus on filling your gaps with growth, and watch your life transform, my friends. I hope you got some value from this one. All right. I love you, and I am out. Peace, y'all.